Welcome to the Archer's Choice. We are a team of bow hunters who live for the sport just like you. This week on the Archer's Choice, we packed up the team and headed due south, way south, to southern New Mexico, where we met up with Marvin Sanford. And once again, we prove that affordable drop camps do work. Marvin Sanford has lived in Mayhill his whole life. He's raised his family there, and he's chased elk and deer in the southern range of New Mexico for as long as he could remember. He knows where the elk are on any given season. He hangs with them year-round. The terrain down there is filled with pines and draws that belly down to create little water holes that act as magnets in this dry, warm climate. He sets up these drop camps that allow many of us to afford to hunt one of the best states for elk, New Mexico. We're hunting national forest, and you better believe you can do this on a budget. When we're in elk country, you feel so minute. The country's so big, at times so unforgiving. There's areas you can see for miles. Then, enter a dark timber draw, and you can't see 30 feet in front of you. You could be crawling through some of the thickest cover, saying to yourself, there's no way one of those bull elk could make it through this mess. And all of a sudden, there's some sign he's been there. Could be a rub that stretches over 7 foot tall, or a wallow that's drenched with the odor of a rutting bull. No matter what it is, the country, the animal, the weather, the mental and physical demands put on yourself, nothing can top the adrenaline rush that vibrates through our souls when we're in elk country. First of all, let's clear the air by saying you don't have to know how to bugle to be successful. The bulls are not walking around looking for a fight. They want to find some girls and get down to business. So learn to do cow calls and calf cries. Using a tube, you can learn to make just the bellowing grunts of a bull. Too many times I've seen hunters who sound bigger and badder than any bull in the timber go home empty-handed. You can intimidate a bull. For example, here's a bull. He's got 4 or 5 cows with him, and he's not the biggest guy around, but he sure would be good in the freezer and look super on the wall. And all of a sudden, you creep within 100 yards or so of him and his harem. You let out this awesome bugle that sounds like you're the biggest bull around. What do you think he's going to do? Come running over to kick your butt? Mm-mm. Or start hooking his girls and taking them away from a bull he thinks can kick his? What if we would go in there and sound like another few cows and calves? This would tell them, hey, here we are, big fella. You want some more? Come and get us. We truly believe it's better to raise their curiosity than to challenge them. Now, we are not saying bugling doesn't work. It does. But if you only got it once a year, what would you rather do, fight or get lucky? Okay, we're going elk hunting. Doesn't mean you have to rush out there and buy a whole new bow setup. Our average whitetail deer setup will do just fine. Remember, you're talking about an animal with a lot bigger bone structure, bigger animal. But you still 55, 60-pound range, even some of the bows, really the majority of the bows today are so much more efficient than years ago that you don't need to be shooting 80 and 90 pounds. By no way, shape, or form. It is more important to be able to put that shot where you need it to be. And if you have to struggle at 65 or 70 pounds on flat ground like us flatlanders, and you get up in those mountains, you're running the ridges, you're out of breath, your heart's coming out of your chest, sometimes you're at a different angle that you have to draw, make sure that however you train, that you can draw that bow in any position whatsoever, and then you'll be ready for your elk hunt. You know, one of the things we love about elk hunting is it's like whitetail deer. It's very mentally demanding, but it's so physical. You know, from hiking, crawling, spotting, stalking, you name it. There's nothing like it. You get to a point where, let's say it's almost done, the day's over, and you're heading back to camp. You're not thinking about, ooh, what's for dinner? You're just wanting to say, you know, I can't wait to get in that shower, take a scent-free shower, and climb in that sleeping bag and dream about the next day elk hunting. You know, to get prepared for it physically as well as mentally is, you know, start hiking months in advance. You could do jogging, ride a bike, climb up and down hills, put a pack on and actually hike it with a pack anywhere from 30 to 60 to 75 pounds. This way it's going to strengthen your knees, it's going to strengthen your lower back, your hips are going to take a lot of pounding. And it sounds like it's crazy and it's a lot of work, but let me tell you something. You put forth the effort, you'll receive the reward. Team bow hunter Jeff Fry has bow hunted and shot at bows for as long as he can remember. From IBO championships to indoor tournaments, he's done it all. And when he's not doing that, you can believe that he's setting up hunts for eager bow hunters that want to go anywhere around the world. So missing, not part of his game. Yeah, right. Remember, missing is part of everyone's game. No one's perfect, none of us are a shooting machine, and we all miss. Shooting, it's a mental game. You know, once your mind is made up and you're going to make that shot, don't deviate it one iota. Here's how many times, for example, can you relate to this one? That deer's coming down the trail, or that elk's coming in that shooting lane. Man, we're all pumped up. We know the yardage, everything's perfect, but there's that little sapling or that little branch that we saw. No, okay, I can shoot around it. Well, on our last millisecond, our last thought is not keeping that pin on the animal. It's, I gotta watch that branch. And you know what ends up happening? Remember this, do not think about anything else but keeping that pin on that target. Been there, done that. Adrenaline. your heart's coming out of your chest. There's times that you think that elk can hear your heartbeat. Lo and behold, you think it's coming out and it's left you. But the thing is, especially that drives us for this elk, is you're talking about an animal that's minimum 600 pounds. You've made a call that either has challenged him or it sounds like a girl and she wants him. He's coming in to look for you. You're sitting there with just a stick and a string in your heart. You're like, whoa, it's an awesome experience. And the only way to prepare yourself for this is to do it. I mean, we can tell you all about the feelings, the emotions, the excitement. And the bottom line here is you have to experience it for yourself. There is absolutely nothing like it. You know, we can compare it somewhat to a little bit of turkey hunting. Picture this. You're sitting in your favorite little patch of woods. All of a sudden what happens? Doesn't you get all excited, you're pumped up and everything else. Now, add about 725 pounds on that critter. Have him coming in, instead of gobbling, he's bugling. And he's coming to look for you. And all you got is something like this. You can't touch it. It's awesome. And remember, even if sometimes you may pull in some small elk, cows and calves will come in. Every experience that you gain when you're hunting the elk and you call them in, that makes it for a successful trip.
We got that bull, he's sounds like he's just grunting down there. He come off his bed. Marvin had us set up here. We got a great wallowing situation. But you can hear him down. Randy, here he comes. Here he comes. He's coming fast.
Unbelievable, Marvin. We're down here hunting with Marvin Sanford and Raymond. We can't forget Raymond. And Rio Pinesco Outfitters down in southern New Mexico. And I'm going to tell you, I've been all across North America chasing elk. And I have never, in all my days, seen as many bulls as we have here. And you and your brother, you know the elk. It's incredible to cover as much country as we do by you guys saying, no, we're not going there, we're not going there. And it all looks good. But you get them, you put us right on them every time. Either you get there, they're calling, or you see them, and am I coming back? If you'll have me, I'm coming back. Unbelievable. Thanks, partner.
Yeah, they got bigger ones than this.
I don't care. We know there are many shows out there, and we all personally want to thank you for sharing some time with us. Our team understands what it takes to make it all work. Lord knows we're no brain surgeons, and none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, and hopefully we can learn from those. God is the ultimate teacher of life and or death. And Mother Nature, she's made us one of her supreme predators. That's the reason why we should never be ashamed or question why we hunt. We need to stop fighting amongst ourselves. Whether it's compound, recurve, or longbow, we are all bow hunters. Learn to stand strong, be proud, and let everyone know your choice is the archer's choice. See you next week.